see all these calisthenics monsters on YouTube, Instagram, maybe TikTok, and you think to yourself, maybe I want to start doing this as well, but you don't know how. My name is Maxime and I've been doing calisthenics for about 4 years now, having gone from 0 to a 2-finger planche. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how I got started and what I think is the best way to get into the sport after all my 4 years of experience. First off, let's dive deeper into what actually calisthenics is. So the origin of calisthenics, it comes from the Greek word kalos, which is beauty, sthenos, which is strength, so the beauty of strength. And calisthenics is a form of training that uses an individual's body weight to be able to use it as resistance to build strength, flexibility, mobility, and that requires zero equipment. Now let's dive into the types of calisthenics. Right now there's 4 types of calisthenics. You've got statics, which is handstands, planche, front lever, all of these sort of skills. You've got weighted calisthenics, so this is all about how much weight you can add to compound exercises such as dips, pull-ups, and see how far you can go with that. And then you've got freestyle calisthenics. This is where people perform dynamic movements such as 360s, 720s, and all these crazy moves you see online. And then lastly, you've got sets and reps. This is things such as how many dips you can do in a allotted time, how many pull-ups, push-ups, all the basic movements, but doing them for a maximum amount of reps in a certain amount of time. Now people usually, after they've built a foundational strength, they choose one of these categories and then they go pursue that. But in some cases, some people like to go into multiple. All of these categories might seem very exciting, but trust me, before choosing a path to go down, it is crucial that you build a foundational strength so that you don't waste time, you don't get yourself injured, and you don't go through this endless cycle of zero to no progress. So at this point you might be asking yourself, so how do I start calisthenics? Well, I'm here to tell you that there's 3 different types of movement patterns that you must first master before choosing one of these categories. This is push, pull, and legs. Some may argue that you have core as well as a separate category. This, I don't think, in my opinion, is correct, because while you do all these skills in calisthenics, your core is already naturally being trained. For example, when I first started, the only core exercise that I really trained was the L-sit and potentially a little bit of V-sit, and that was in the first couple months of my training. And honestly, after that, I've never really done it in the past couple years. Don't worry about abs for the moment, just do your thing, train hard, and perform the skills that you're working on. Why is it so important to build this foundational strength with these movement patterns? It's because calisthenics is not like the regular gym. You have to worry about central nervous system fatigue, you have to worry about muscular fatigue, you need to worry about your joints, your ligaments, as it's a very different style of working out and exercising your body. Because in calisthenics, you're going to put your body in positions that you're not used to and that frankly the body is not built or designed to do. And this is going to put a lot of strain on different joints such as the wrist mainly, and this is the most common issue that people find when they first start. They get lots of pain, and because they get super excited and they want to keep pushing, they're seeing progress, they just ignore the injury and then it becomes much more of a serious problem. So this is why I advise all beginners to first go through all these foundational basic movements to be able to slowly allow their body to adapt to the sport. Now let's get into the different types of exercises for the push elements. And I'm going to be going from the easiest variation to the hardest variation. So starting with all the push elements, we're going to be working on your horizontal push strength. This is going to be working muscles such as your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. The push-up is a great exercise as it can accommodate all different skill levels from beginner to more advanced. This movement is going to prep you for moves such as the handstand push-ups, planche, and many more. But for the moment, find the progression that suits your level the best right now, and don't rush through these levels, and make sure that you can perform them at a rep range of around 10 to 12 with perfect form before moving on to the next. An important thing to note, make sure you warm up your wrist before performing any of these to avoid injuries. Now let's move on to key things you should be looking at. Here I'm showing the protraction to be able to engage your scapula correctly during the push-up. And make sure your hips don't sag down so that you have a correct body line position, as well as your hips going too high. Make sure you keep them down, engage your core and your glutes, and perform the push-up. Now let's move on to pull elements. This is everything to do with vertical pulling strength that's going to be working muscles such as your lats, your rear delts, as well as your biceps. These exercises are going to prime you to be able to one day perform moves such as the front lever, muscle ups, front lever pull-ups, and many more. And like with the push elements, make sure you work through the progressions, making sure that this time you're able to do at least 8 reps that are clean and perfect form before moving to the next progression. Now, pull-ups can be quite challenging for some, so make sure you do not rush through and don't get injured. An important tip: before every pull-up, make sure you engage your scapula to be able to maximize back muscle activation as well as avoid injuries. Now, let's look at the leg exercises. This is going to be working muscles such as your quads, your hamstrings, and your calves. What's great about these exercises is that you can really target a specific muscle group and also incorporate a bit of explosiveness where needed, especially if you're training towards a sport and you're using these bodyweight exercises. The importance of training legs, which most athletes actually overlook, is to be able to create more balance and stability during movements such as the handstand, one-arm handstands, even planche and front lever. Think about it. Let's take the handstand for example. If during this movement your legs are not engaged and they're kind of like waving and wobbling all around, then it's going to make the movement a lot more difficult, and therefore the progression is going to be a lot slower. So the importance of training legs is so that you have a good mind-muscle connection and you're able to keep them stable during movements such as handstands. So now that we've gone through all the exercises in the push category, the pull category, as well as the legs, let's talk about what your goals should actually be moving forward from here. So, using all these progressions, you want to be able to build a foundational strength to be able to carry out 25 push-ups, 15 dips, and about 10 pull-ups, all with perfect form where you feel comfortable. This is very important as it won't only just build you the foundational strength, it would have also allowed your body to adapt with your tendons, with your joints, to be able to carry a much more load so that when you do transfer to one of the types of calisthenics, your body is more ready and less prone to injuries, and therefore faster progress. Let's take a building for example. If you have a weak foundational structure on a building and you keep building on top and more levels, it doesn't matter how many levels you're going to build on top. You can reach the 64th floor, even the 100th floor. You might reach a really good level, but one day this foundational is going to crack, and then that's the day where you're going to have injuries, you're going to have problems, you're going to plateau, you're not going to be able to know what to do, and then you're going to have to collapse all these levels and restart all the way at the beginning. And this is why I can't stress enough that building a strong foundational base to then work on top of is absolutely crucial to be able to progress on the long run. Again, calisthenics is not a race. It's not something you're going to get super fast. Some people do get it quickly, but this isn't a time frame of a year and some others getting in 2 years, some 3. Overall, it's something that's going to be done in the long run. This is not a sport to rush. So please, take time, build the foundational structure, be honest with yourself, and don't let ego take over. This is a massive problem, especially now that we're seeing more and more people getting into this sport. Be safe. So now that you have goals to work towards, how do you actually structure your trainings? In calisthenics, usually when you reach a higher level, you go based on feeling. But at this stage, as a beginner, you don't have enough information about your body and how your body reacts to all the external stimulus to be able to do this. So what I used to do, I would go for a full body split. So I would start my workout with push elements. So I chose my progression, I did all the exercise I need to do, I worked up to the 10 to 12 rep range, and when I reached that, I moved on to the next. And then once the push elements were done, I moved on to pull. So I chose my progression, I did my reps, and then I moved on to legs. And then maybe a little bit of core at the end. But core, again, don't worry about it too much. Just at the beginning, if you want to train L-sit, is something you're working towards, feel free to do it, but don't stress over it. And then over time, when you have more strength, you're going to build and build, and that's when you have progressive overload. This is a crucial thing to have and implement into your training structure. And what I mean by progressive overload is that throughout your trainings, you're going to get more strong and you can't be sticking on the same progression or the same rep range. So what this means is that you're going to progressively either increase the reps of your current progression until you reach the 12 reps and then move on to the next. Or once you do reach this, you're going to move on to the next progression so that it's going to be harder. And this is going to keep putting your body into challenging positions to be able to grow, gain strength, as well as allow your body, your joints and your tendons to adapt so that you avoid injuries, and then you can keep progressing and get closer towards the goals that you want to get into calisthenics. As well, I would like to mention that if you do not know how to structure your trainings, or you don't want to go through the hassle of making it all yourself and you want to go straight away, I do offer a free calisthenics program and the link will be in the description. Now, before you get off and start your training, I'm going to give you 3 tips that helped me massively when I first started calisthenics. The first one that I did all the time was record my sets. It's gonna feel weird at the start, I know, you might be embarrassed, but trust me, this is gonna help loads. It's not just to flex on Instagram or to show to your friends, this is for personal use. You can use it to 1, look at your form, see how you're doing, see the weak points that you're gonna be at, and really analyze yourself and be honest with yourself so that the next set or the next training you're able to do better. Second tip is visualization. What I mean by visualization is that you're really able to see in your brain and feel the movements before actually doing it. So for example, if you're about to do your first pull-ups or you're about to do a heavy set of dips or whatever skill you're working towards, before each set, just see yourself doing the reps, but really concentrate and feel the movement so that you're really priming your body before you're actually doing it. It's gonna make everything so much more easy. It's gonna allow your body to really adapt and get your mind to muscle connection going before even starting the move. And third and last tip is please just have fun with your training. Your body is a vessel that you want to work with, not against. If it's sending you hurt signals, a bit of pain, then listen to your body. Take 1 day off. It's better to take that 1 day off than later training again and then having a serious injury and it's taken the whole month. Listen to your body, you guys are friends, and if you listen to your body, it will respond back with good progress. Trust me, I've made the mistake where I got too excited, I got too hyped, I saw progress, I was like, it's just a little injury or I'll be fine tomorrow. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and then I ended up with elbow injuries, wrist injuries, I even broke my ankle, had to spend 45 days in a wheelchair injecting my leg every single day. It's not worth it. Take the time, because on the long run, it's actually gonna feel a lot quicker. So please enjoy your journey, have fun, and train hard. And if you're interested to learn more about calisthenics, please feel free to go check out my Discord community, where myself and other members of the community that are higher level and also at the start of their journey are able to help you out, where you guys can level up together. Your level really doesn't matter. You can join this community, have fun, chat, answer some questions, ask some questions, and even update on your progress so that we can all level up and benefit together. Or if you're really thinking about taking this sport seriously, or you're seeing little to no progress or you've reached a plateau, DM me the word change on Instagram to be able to work one-on-one with me and get you to where you want to be. Again, thank you so much for watching up till now, and I really hope that you've been able to take some valuable information away from this video, and I wish you the best on your calisthenics journey.